Back when I was 30, I purchased a bonsai tree and took it home, and 3 months later it died. And right then I said, well, maybe I don't have a green thumb. So in my 40s, I did the same thing. I went back to another Hallmark store in Miami, and it was a very nice tree. 2 weeks after I purchased it, I dropped it on the floor and broke the pot, but the tree seemed to survive. And so we went looking for a place that knew bonsai, and we found a very nice bonsai place in south of Florida, and was a constant purchaser of bonsais from them until I moved to Melbourne in 2013. When I was about 55 years old, I started receiving AARP, magazines that talked about what you need to prepare for when you're retired. And when I started looking into a hobby in 2001, I found bonsai, and it has been a lifesaver for me because it teaches you so many skills. The hand-eye coordination of clipping a tree and forming a tree and wiring a tree are something that helps you as a retired person, because it keeps your brain involved. I was welcomed from the minute I walked in. It was like, hello, another bonsai guy. We're really happy to have you. How many trees do you have? And I told them I had 65, and they said, well, you know what? We have a bonsai show at the zoo next month. Do you have some trees that you want to put in the zoo show? I said, all right, I have 4 that I would like to display. From there, it was just the best experience I've ever had, because the club is truly a club of equals. No one in the club feels that they're a better bonsai artist than you are. All of our officers and all of our senior members share all of their skills, gladly do it, because they know what enjoyment they received out of their 20 or 25 years of experience in bonsai, and they want to give new people that same experience. Rob Kempinski and I have done some slanting of the trunk and trimming and getting it in its current situation. And it's known as a shady lady. It's one of the few black olives that grows a complete canopy. So instead of it bringing branches and spreading along each branch, this tree grows with multiple limbs forming a canopy over top of the trunk. And in South Florida, in the real world, this tree can take up an entire front yard. I would say this is in the correct pot. It was purchased this year at the 2016 Bonsai Society of the Florida BSF convention, and for this tree. And I think for the next 2 to 3 years, it's pretty well set, and letting it grow and let the canopy continue to ramify. It's taken them a long time to reach the point where Americans are standing up and saying, hey, we know how to make bonsai, and we know how to make bonsai look nice. We don't have to take the Japanese rules and follow them. We're Americans now, and we came here to be free. There's a lot of bonsai artists out there that are making unusual stands, unusual pots. Moving away from those rules, I think, gives us freedom to explore ourselves and explore what we want out of a bonsai and how we want it to look. And we're not Japanese, so why should we try to interpret and have everything look Japanese when we don't have Japanese trees? We don't have trees here that would grow in Japan. So, I mean, in South Florida, we have tropical trees, and we should be very happy to take those and work with them and make them an outstanding bonsai tree that the rest of bonsai accepts. And Jim Smith, who is sort of like the father of South Florida bonsai, did that. Florida's made a mark on bonsai, and I think it's going to continue because we have some phenomenal artists down here. We have great ideas, and we have the freedom to express ourselves in what I'll call an American way. You know, we're inventors, and we can invent new things. They don't have to be traditional. I leaped at the opportunity of more trees and more trees because I figured the more you have, the better opportunity you're going to have 5, 8, 10 years down the road that you're going to have some real special ones. So bonsai is a living art, and unfortunately trees have a tendency to die once in a while. Even your best trees, for some unknown reason, will die. And I've been out. I have a graveyard back there of over 20 trees. Most of them that have 3 and 4 inch trunks. So they weren't small investments, but you know, you're happy for the ones you have, and you try and keep them. This is a dwarf black olive in the Cascade style, with a very short trunk but a very long cascade for its size. It is the standard of dwarf black olives, where you see pads formed on each limb as they grow out from the main limb. And I brought this one down from that one main the first limb on the right hand side, and brought it down, opened it up so that it forms a V as it goes down to the right. And it has movement in it. It has a major 2 or 3 major limbs to the left, and I think 4 major limbs to its right. As you notice, as he goes through and looks at the limbs, how old the bark is on this tree. I mean, the age of this tree is shown by the bark, and how much it is quartered off there. We have your basic short needle juniper tree, purchased from a local nursery 2 years ago. And last year I went over to a nursery over on Melbourne Beach, and they have a gentleman that goes, has a crew, and they take a rowboat with a little motor on it up and down the river with an anchor attached to it, and they pull up things out of the Indian River, and this happened to be one of the logs that they picked up. We have a Chinese elm forest that was purchased from Gene Callahan about 3 years ago. And when I received it, it had the 5 trees that you see on the right hand side here. It was, as Gene told me, he said the rocks have sort of fallen down and they need to be replaced, or they need to be reorganized. So I took the whole composite apart, and I took rocks. I went out and bought 4 more that matched the rocks that he was using. And I found the left end tree that was in my collection, and reorganized it and put it back in this shape that you see it today.